for being here with us for this episode of our Take the Risk, Take the Lead series. We shall be offering you unique learning experiences shared in person by outstanding women who contributed significantly in the insurance industry and in business overall, and who positively imprinted many lives and helped grow many careers within their role model personalities. Today, our guest is Mrs. Violeta Ciurel. Violeta is a well-known multinational senior insurance executive, having worked in top executive positions in international and new markets in more than 10 years of AXA, having developed businesses and greenfields in Central Europe for ING. Also, Violeta is a key player in Women on Boards committee within Professional Women Network, where she mentors young women ascending on the corporate ladder. Violeta is also a professor at the Asebus Business School. Many of us know her from this position as well. Thank you for being here with us, Violeta.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and I'm very happy to be here with you all.
Happy to have you as well. And we have prepared for you 3 questions today, only 3.
Okay, only 3, good.
And knowing how good of a storyteller you are, I already look forward for your answers. So here goes the first one. Are you ready?
Good, thank you. I'm ready.
So, what risks turned out to be your chances in turning your life around? You could touch personally or professionally, as you please.
Okay. Professionally speaking, I spent very many years in the education at the ASE, University of Economics in Bucharest. And I started there just shortly after I graduated. And after like 16 years, I started also to do something else as I have taught at that moment international business and also in economy of insurance and reinsurance. I started to work as a part-time, let's say, as a Secretary General of the Association of the Insurance Companies. At that moment, of course, all the foreign investors who were interested to enter the Romanian market were visiting us at the association. And in this way, I met the representatives of NN Group at that time, which later became ING and then split again. And they, of course, they were interested to come to Romania. It was a very fresh and emerging markets with grand perspectives. And for this reason, they offered me, perhaps they liked what I helped them with in my capacity, and they proposed me to come to work for them. To be honest, at the very beginning, I was not interested for several reasons. First of all, I was very happy with my life. Secondly, my children were small. And of course, my 2 sons at that moment were 4 years and less than 1 year, the other one. And then I was quite okay with continuing my life in that way, which gave me already many satisfactions. Finally, they convinced me after several months. And in 1997, I started to work for NN, which became the Netherlands life insurance in Romania, as a marketing director, marketing CMO, yes, and training agents. And that's how my job in business started. Actually, I was not convinced that I will make it, and I did not want to create problems and troubles to the company which trusted me so much. And I thought from the very beginning that for me it will be a trial and error, perhaps mostly error. And in 2-3 months, after seeing how life in corporations is, I should quit. In reality, it went very well. So perhaps my commitment, energy, hard work helped me to perform, and my boss to be very happy at that moment, and not only my boss from Romania, but the boss at the global level at Amsterdam. And therefore, I was promoted after less than 3 years, also taking over the operations department, and in even also less than 3 years, like after 2 years and 9 months, I was promoted as CEO of the company when the Dutch CEO left the country for another assignment in Europe. So this was something which turned out my life and changed my expected way of continuation of my life, and I enjoyed it very much. And definitely it was a turning point for which I'm very grateful, first of all, to the people who selected me and insisted so much, because my rejection was very clear 2 times, 3 times. And secondly, because it opened me totally new perspectives, global career, which I always wanted, but when I was a student, it was impossible to think about it during the communist times. So at the end, went very well.
Violeta, you just pointed out a very, very specific and very common, let's say, decision that women, I would say, not only, but let's say, excuse me, face, meaning that the risk, taking the risk to change a career path. You are on a comfortable path, you're good to go, young mother, young kids, and then making that shift is not an easy task. It's not an easy choice. It's actually a real risk taking. And I'm very sure that many of our friends, our colleagues, audience here. So thank you for this example. We kind of, or many of us already see ourselves into that.
Yes.
Because that's a really tough decision. Also entering a new industry, right? So somewhere where you have never stepped before. And you also mentioned some insecurities. You weren't sure whether you would succeed or not. So that's also a difficult situation you are in.
Yes, yes. If I may say, one of the very important reasons is first of all that you need very much the support of the family. So my husband never asked me to stop in anything I wanted to do on the professional side, which I think it's very, very important. Without the family support, it's very difficult. And of course, I had somebody who helped with the children at the moment I decided to make this step. It's also important what you mentioned, that I had some doubts about myself. I think all the women have, much more than men have, this kind of doubts about future performance. On the other hand, you need to have some courage, and you need to be, you know, you have to try. If you don't try, you don't know if you can make it or you can't make it. And if you cannot make it, it doesn't mean a failure. It means that you tried something, you gained some experience, and it will be easier for you to take a decision in the future on something similar or something different following that experience.
Okay. So Violeta, how did you choose these risks exactly? You were telling now us a story about your professional life. So now we understand that it came to you, right?
Yes.
Yes. What did you put in the balance? What factors weighted for you?
Okay. Of course, when you take such a decision, it's not so easy. Yeah. First of all, for me, insurance was something which I was teaching, and my PhD thesis in the university was related also to insurance. So for me, it was more to go from the theoretical and some practical activity into pure practice. So it helped me a lot, and perhaps it was also a point of attraction for the people who hired me. The risk, I think it's, or what you consider when you take these kind of positions, it's for me, and maybe for most of the women, it's this one, if you can make it or not. But these opportunities do not come many times in life. So you have to take it. If the opportunity goes, maybe another one comes late or doesn't come at all, or will come something which you are not interested in. And it's important to have self-confidence and to be very committed, to really want to do it. I think nothing is impossible. And if you really want to make it, you can make it. If you have the necessary professional background, and you have your values, and you have your stability, emotional, if you have the real commitment to do something serious, I think you can do it. There are no obstacles in real life. I think the obstacles are more in our minds. So we as women have to be more risk takers and more courageous in this respect. And as long as you work hard, you are honest, you have your own values which you show in every moment of your life, nothing can, these are things which nobody can take out from you. They are yours, and nobody can do anything against you.
So I'm taking the notes for myself. My mental notes is have the courage, recognize the opportunity.
Sure.
Be confident in your values. And also something that you mentioned that also touched my heart. Hopefully we all have the family support, husband,
yes,
kids, because
yes,
going alone like a soldier,
that's not possible.
Is not realistic. Maybe it's possible for a while, right? But maybe it's not.
Yes. Well, I would like just to emphasize one more thing. Once you take an opportunity, like let's say of this kind, which was in my situation, it opens you new windows, new ways, and new opportunities for the future. So it's not only about the opportunity you have today for this year, for 2 years, or for this month. It's about what happens next, and how can you open your heart and your arms for new challenges in the future. And I think that the first step is the most difficult. Then it makes life much easier. And even if you always encounter challenges, the decisions are not so difficult, are much easier than the first one you take.
Also, the mental framework that you create for that helps. Yes, thank you a lot. Yeah. So I'm moving slowly to something else, to another question, which says, I mean, I was actually willing to, looking forward to ask it to you. What risks did you wish you took, but you didn't? You remember?
Yes, to be honest, I don't think I regret anything for not taking or for not doing. I'm a rational person, but also my intuition plays an important role in my decisions. I don't know if there are quite balanced or there is one more than the other. Perhaps the rational part it's stronger, but intuitions it's still having a very big weight. At one moment I was and not only once, actually 2 or 3 times, I was offered jobs in Asia, and I did not go for them. I preferred to stay in Europe because of family reasons. So I think this could be the only risk. And actually, you know what is interesting? Perhaps while you get more experience, or while you get older and older every year, like all of us, the criteria to decide or to make choices changing in time. And I was only aware about this at my last refusal about taking the job. And actually it was also during the pandemic. My family was in Romania, so even from my last job I was commuting from Europe, but I said that's impossible to go that far. It's with a pandemic, you have to stay too long far away from family, from home, and so on and so forth. So a lot of criteria, but this time the family and the personal ones were the first to do. On the other hand, it would have been interesting, but to be honest, I do not regret for not going there, because I spent a lot of time in Asia with different projects I had with my both employers, NNING and also with AXA in the last years. And that's it. But, you know, it's not always one way. You have always choices, and each choice takes you to a certain road. So, yeah.
Well, to the end road, to the road that we look back to. So if you were to meet the young Violeta Ciurel today,
yeah,
please leave us, to wrap up this conversation, please leave us a word of wisdom. What would you tell her? How should she take the risks now with your eyes looking back?
Okay. First thing I would say that stick to your core values. Don't make compromises of any kind, because even a small one brings more compromises and bigger ones. Work hard, be serious, and have a very good connections with your teams. Help to others to grow, and have fun in everything you do. To enjoy.
Very inspiring, very strong. Thank you, Violeta, for this time and for these words.
Thank you too.
Together, we thank our audience and look forward to your comments and questions for Violeta that we would be more than happy to answer. And to your audience, see you next week with another episode of Take the Risks, Take the Lead series. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and have a great day. Bye-bye.